That was quick. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Big Detecting Show. It's Thursday. David's eating cake and steak and drinking copious amounts of ouzo in Turkey, so he's still away, but he'll be back next week. Hope everyone's well, and thanks for joining us. Tonight we've got flipping loads on the show. Jam-packed. We've got Shane, Staffordshire Searcher. We've got Steve, who found a bullet hoard at the LP event. We've got another guest who I won't mention because everyone will know him, so he'll be on. And it's going to be full of things to talk about metal detecting and stuff like that. Here's Shane. Good evening, Shane. How are you?
Good evening, Adrian. I'm not bad. How are you?
Yeah, all right. Bit envious of you people on the northern part of the country. The ground here it's not enjoyable. First time in my life last weekend I actually thought, what am I doing with this hobby? We can't dig deeper than that. Dig deeper than that. It's I mean, we haven't had rain, have we, for weeks, and it is just an absolute nightmare. You're getting signals and you're spending 20 minutes, half an hour to get down there, and then you find it's shotgun cartridge or do you know what I mean? So I've taken numerous machines out, tested them on the rock solid ground, and there's only a couple who really have sort of performed well, but we got the stubble as well. But it's mad, isn't it? Now we can get out. Well, what's it like near you? You've had rain, haven't you?
Yeah, we've had a bit. I went out for an hour today, and I stayed in one little tiny circle. And what I've noticed with that hard ground is I'm getting more fussy. So I did dig a few nails, but I also dug 6 queens and 6 musket balls, but it takes at least 5 minutes to get through the ground. You are shoving the shovel through that soil to get it break.
What shovel were you using, if you don't mind me asking?
Nocta Macro.
Right, okay. Yeah. It'll be interesting. There might be some interesting tests carried out on spades in the next few weeks or past few weeks, because the ground, I just literally found it demoralising. But I just want rain, big time rain. Yeah, but definitely. Where you went last weekend, the ground was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, some parts were. If the higher ground was still a little bit tough, but you had a river running through the actual place, so the lower you got, the softer it got, and it got a lot easier. Even the bottom ground.
Just to say, you were at Detectorcon.
Yes, Detectorcon, yeah.
Yeah, organised by Scotty B. And how was it? What did you get there on Friday? Early, late?
I set off at 8 in the morning on Friday. It took me 5 hours to get there. It was about a 4.5 hour drive. I stopped off at one service station at the end of the M6, and then it took me another hour and a half to get from Carlisle to the site. But it was an easy drive there. It was a hard drive back.
Yeah. Was it raining? I heard.
It was raining that morning, but the further north I got, the less rain was happening at the time.
Mm. So the whole weekend is the first time you've been to Detectorcon, is it?
Yeah, first time I've been up there.
Yeah. What were your thoughts? Well, tell us the truth, and then when Scotty B comes on, we'll say it was a load of rubbish.
Um,
And there were cameras in the toilets.
No, I didn't see any anyway. They would have had a shock with fodder.
I've seen them.
But initial thoughts on Detectorcon were it's far away for me. But the nightlife and the actual atmosphere was very chill. The nighttime was quite bouncy, but the entire atmosphere itself was very chilled out. And to be fair, it really suited, and I really, really did enjoy that atmosphere. Even on the Monday, I had Monday blues. I wanted to be back there. It was the people who I spent it with as well, because we were with the Silas lads and Fodder and Rick. We were all behind Regtons, and it was just a lovely atmosphere.
Brilliant. And did you find much?
I got first one was a hammered coin, second I got a hammered coin, and then the third I got a cut quarter.
Oh, look at you! and there were some interesting finds. I think we got Scotty B there somewhere in the background. Just get him on his stool if he wants to come in. Oi, boy.
Why I?
You all right?
You all right? Oh dear, you look a bit shattered, mate.
I'm absolutely not. I've got a sore voice, and it's been hectic.
Yeah. At what time did you get away from the event?
I
What
didn't
day,
get
Monday?
back home until yesterday evening, and that was from last Monday. So it takes us about 10 to 12 days to get everything sorted, cleaned up, fields checked, holes filled in.
Wow. Blimey, mate. Crikey. But were people well behaved? As in filling their holes?
Yeah, but there was a few bad holes, but that happens on every dig. You always get them people who don't really, should I say, take care of filling the holes in. But
Shame.
obviously the marshals and myself, stuff sorted that out, not a problem.
You look absolutely shattered. Sorry, Shane.
What did you think of the streaker, Scotty?
It was funny, but lucky it was after 9 o'clock and there wasn't kids about. But
I agree.
We know that person. I'm not going to mention no names. And I did speak to him the next day, and he was obviously really, really sorry of what he'd done, and he felt so small, like so.
Literally.
Literally so small.
So, Scotty, overall, it went really, really well. Shane seems to have enjoyed himself a lot. Is there anything that you wish you'd sort of changed, or you changed for the next one?
Not really. Like, obviously, it's a big event. A lot of people obviously attend the event. There was a few people moaning about distances and stuff like that, but they don't realise we're in the middle of a farmland, and we've got health and safety rules we need to abide by, and we need to do like one-way systems and things like that. So this year, obviously, the main camping field for people was quite far. Well, I wouldn't say quite far. If they followed the route properly, it would take less than 5 minutes to walk to the main arena. Obviously, they didn't realise it was one-way system, and obviously we had the camper vans and main campsite separate. The reason why that was again health and safety, and also the vans and stuff wouldn't be able to get through the gate because it's not big enough.
Right. Okay, mate.
And obviously, last year we asked for feedback from last year. About obviously what would want to change, and most of the majority of the people turn around and says we would like the main campsite separate from the main arena. So this year That's what we've done. And then people start complaining it was too far. So in my eyes, you can't win. So
Yeah. Well, you had some amazing finds come up. We've got a little video if Luke wants to roll it, and we can talk through it if that's all right, Scotty.
that's perfect, yeah.
So we're at a farm, and there's plough. Luke, are you able to cut the sound on the music a little bit, or I don't know how you do that?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here at the rally. We're in the staff area here. We've got a bit of it. We've got Regtons right here, and there's the Dempsey's over in the main marquee. We're camping here. I'm in the blue with the green, and then we've got all this.
It's a play tent.
And Rick and Fod will turn up later. So this is the arena at night time. It's absolutely buzzing. Let's show you around. And we got stage on.
Looks like you had nice weather, Scotty.
We did it was weird about that because in the morning I was absolutely picking it down. So come around about 11 o'clock. It was bone dry and the sun was out.
Really?
Everybody's
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Waiting for Scotty.
Got mega burnt, mate, by the afternoon.
So what traders did you have there?
We had obviously Regtons, which is our main sponsor, which I can't thank them enough because we raised £6,400 with most of the donations from Regtons, which is going to Cash for Kids.
Top man.
Last year we raised just over £3,000, and this year I wanted to double that, and we doubled it with a bit extra, so I was over the moon.
Top man, well done.
I had the Treasure Hunting magazine we had down there, which was a pleasure to see him come all the way north. I had copies of cleaning pencils. We had DWP coins. We had some antique traders. Who else did we have? We also had a guy who was selling custom-made cups.
Oh, lovely. Looks like you had dating as well. You look like you had a dating thing going on with... what's this? What was it?
This is Dawn dancing.
Is that Digger Dawn?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, dear. She's enjoying herself.
Well, the Wealth Fleet brought a load of glow
That's
sticks.
going to... Yeah, that's a Garrett Grove, isn't it?
And they weren't normal glow sticks either.
No, they had a funny end on them.
All main arena now ready to kick off.
It was a bit cutty, yeah, still.
Scotty's going to give it over by the tent, so we're hanging around for it, and then we'll make our way up to the fields. We've got a field there we think there's possible hammers coming up, and a field where we reckon there'll be Romans, so we're going to pick out the two of them, but then if one's better, we'll head to the other after. And we're up here ready. Fod Arena's going to find gold today. Well, I've already heard there's a arrowhead come up, and Fodder's on the silver somewhere up there.
Look at
like
that
zombie apocalypse style.
That was one of the main fields where most of the
very deep.
potential pack silvers come from. Is that one of that field?
Potmend.
Yeah, it's the only reason I found the Hammers was because it's the usual thing at every single rally. People got onto that field, they all had wind that, oh my god, that's next to the castle.
Bishy's already
and they all ran off across the fields, and I thought,
on the silver.
I'm going to take my time and stay where we first entered. No one's here. And then I started pulling these up.
Very nice. Very nice.
But we had walkies with us, so I'll let the lads know when they all turned up.
First button. There's a lot of...
But a game as well, obviously. No, practically, maybe the first day, a lot of people turned up to the morning briefing. Come Saturday, nobody turned up with practically nobody turned up with a briefing. But really? everyone received an email with a lot of information on the Monday prior to the dig, and nobody read that. One of the major things is that we had a main big map, and on that information they received, it told them that if any changes have been made about land and stuff, to go and have a look at the notice board. Well, nobody did. Obviously, prior to the week of setting up for Detectorcon, the weather was really bad. We had thunderstorms and the grass was too wet to be cut. So what we done, what the landowner done, is that they ploughed 2 fields for us. which originally were just short grass, but they ploughed them for it because of compromising for the long grass, and people are complaining about the long grass. But if they read the notice board, we did try our best to obviously compromise for that long grass, but then they don't read instructions, so
Come up with Chris to.
It looks lovely. Looks lovely,
I
mate.
literally, on this, Adrian, I went over the target.
Hello to everybody.
This target,
Let's show you the coins.
I went over it, but because it's near a gate,
first
that
thing
much noise, I was like,
was through that gate and everyone's walked over it.
Walked away from it.
But this bloke decided
And he
to
pulled them up.
9 denaries.
and also what happened is 9 originally come up and they extended the hole to about a metre and they went about 2-3 foot down.
Massive,
and
well done
they found
to you.
another one of them, so
Well
there was
done.
10 altogether.
Scotty, another hoard of denaries. Can't believe what that
Lovely.
one is.
They're all different as well.
Gorgeous coins.
Yeah, I did mute the microphone on this point because Scotty was on
We're
the
not
phone to
winning.
Flo, and I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah. Nice photo, that. Lovely. 22 bronze Romans, blimey. So what, this was Saturday, was it?
Yeah.
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 2 different
and-
fields. One was by the river, and one was basically down over from the castle.
So I think that's a video. I don't think that's Shane in the background. Yeah. So is the Flo's been informed? Did they turn up or obviously?
Yeah, well, our local LFLO, Andrew Agate from Newcastle, from the Hancock Museum, I got in touch with him. I'm really good friends with him, and I invited him along, and which I think is ridiculous. The LFOs now are not meant to attend rallies as LFOs because it costs them too much money, like the museums. But what Andrew did, he come along as a normal person to enjoy the event on his days off, but was there to give guidance, and if anybody wanted any information or anything like that, he was there to do that at his own time. So
What a lovely bloke.
he is absolutely amazing. He is.
He is the hack.
A bunch of kids, and you might have seen recently that the North East now has the highest levels of child poverty in the whole of the UK. So we actually beat London, which is not a stat to be proud of, really. And at the moment we're focused on supporting children with basic essentials such as food, toiletries, nappies and clothing as well. So the money you've raised today really will help us make a difference, because a lot of the families that we support, they're really struggling with the cost of living crisis, as is everybody. But when you've got very little or no money coming in, the children are the innocent ones, so we're here just to give them a helping hand where we can. So once again, thank you very much. I do roughly know how much has been raised so far. I'm not going to steal your limelight. Can I? All right, okay. Scott told me a little bit earlier on that so far £5,000 has been raised from this weekend. It was just incredible. So give yourselves a bigger round of applause. Thank you. 6. Excellent. It's gone up to 6. Yay! It keeps going up. Fantastic. 6. Another round of applause for that. Absolutely amazing. It really will, honestly. It'll make us, it'll help us make a big difference, and I can guarantee that every single penny of that money raised, it stays here in the North East. There's literally 3 of us in the Cash for Kids team covering Teesside and the North East, but all the money stays right here in this area. So thanks very much once again, and thanks to Scott for getting us on board.
And thank you for everybody who bought a raffle ticket and who donated as well.
Right, I'm back home.
Scotty, that is
That was a long drive.
Scotty, that is absolutely fantastic, mate. If ever you're feeling down or low or fed up with yourself, just play that video because you've helped 6,000 quid for charity, mate. Well done.
6,400, yeah. I'm over the moon, honestly. It's like, I know it might not seem much to other people's, but to me it is. It's a big achievement, you know.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot to those families, Scotty.
That's going to mean a lot to those
Absolutely.
families. And, you know, and things like this, it's funny, isn't it? You don't hear about this on the news. This won't get posted anywhere.
No.
But you'll find that, you know, like I always say, the news like to focus on the negatives of the hobby. But hats off to you, mate. Well done. And I'm so pleased it went really, really well. Sorry I couldn't be there. I will come one day, but it's going to take me if it'd take me like 7 hours, but if I picked up Dave, it'd probably take me 8. or 9, because we'd have to stop at Little Chefs on the way or something and buy meat and stuff, and he'd probably need toilet breaks every 15 minutes. But so the whole weekend that went off fantastically well. You had some really good finds. Have you had any people come up with stuff like last minute on the Sunday or just before you went home?
like we had somebody found a medieval mace head. Sword pommels got found. It was gorgeous. And obviously, as I spoke to the LFO today, somebody's come forward and potentially it could be 4 hoards now because he found a few hammers in the same hole.
Wow.
So it's not a big hoard, but it's classed as a hoard because there was more than 2 in that hole. So
no, that's nice.
4 hoards come up, and lots of other various objects come up, rings, obviously the Romans, and a lot of good stuff come up.
And
did you sorry.
And he did say that to us, Scotty. He said that the hammers that I found and the 2 hammers that Bish found could possibly be another hoard. He said, but the problem with that is, he said, it's in about a 20-meter distance between the furthest hammered to the other hammered. He said, so literally it comes down to the discretion of the flow, whether it is classed as a hoard or not. He says, so declare it to your flow and see what she says. He says, but honestly, he says, I'm classing it as not.
Yeah. It's an awkward one, that, isn't it? So you're absolutely knackered now, Scotty.
I am indeed.
Will there be a Detectorcon 2023?
There's going to be. We already have the land sorted, and it's on a battleground which has never ever been detected. It's very lucky we've got it.
Oh, maybe that's the time I come up with Dave
Yeah,
and share a play tent with him for the night.
That's the only amount of details I can give at the moment because I haven't been to see the land, so I can't say it's definitely going to be there because I need to go and do risk assessments and check out where things are going to be placed and stuff. But this year, what we're going to try and hope for is have a big enough field where the main arena would be in the centre, and with it being that long, we're going to have you can choose the choice for when you come to enter that field if you want to be in the loud section or the quiet section. And if you choose the quiet section, soon as the main entertainment stops, then if you're in the quiet section, it's no barbecues, no nothing. It's quiet. That way, it keeps everybody happy and content, I should say.
Well, we've got a lot of people in the chat. We've got Dawn who said, great weekend, book me in for 23. We've got Philip Wills saying, has Dawn recovered? Tidy Treasure Hunter, Gareth Howard, Ryan Parker, hello, saying you're a legend, Scotty.
I would just as well like to say thank you to Ryan as well, because he was one of our marshals. There's quite a few marshals names which is going to just bore you, but I would just like to say thank you very much to me marshals who helped in the event, because if it wasn't for them marshals and staff, it wouldn't have went ahead. It takes me a year to plan it and get everything sorted, but for them to help out on that weekend, they've done absolutely amazing. So big hats off to them and a big pat on your back. He's done well.
A lot of people saying well done. Aaron Weedle, Chris Langston, awesome weekend. A lot of people. Chris Langston saying a young lad called George, 12, found a hammered. I mean, that kid must be buzzing.
And it was PS in the middle as well. And he won a metal detector on the raffle.
Oh, bless him. Wow. So was that provided? Sorry.
No, carry on. Was
that provided by Rectons, the raffle prizes?
No, we got donations of Dr. Otech, which is a metal detecting company. That's one of the machines which the young boy found. We also got a few other detectors donated, which went into the raffle, but also we give some young kids them away for free. So we had the bar people there, and they had 2 daughters. And this is the second year they've been. Last year they got interested, but this year they wanted to do it. So we know for the time donated a machine to the boss kids, and they just detected all week, and they absolutely loved it.
Oh, lovely, mate. Lovely.
I've sent
Do you know
it.
what? Yeah, sorry, Shane, you were going to say something then.
I wanted to just say a big thank you to Chris, your marshal, for taking me up to the Hoards both times. I wouldn't have seen them, I wouldn't have been able to film them without him. So I would like to say thank you to Chris for them 2 lifts. I believe he's in his own car as well. So massive thank you to him.
And that's another thing I would like to see as well. Obviously, we, in the full event and the information and stuff, we didn't have anything on there about giving people lifts and stuff like that. But me and my staff, even my wife, they even personally took their own time, their own fuel to take disabled people up, drop them off, pick them back up. Obviously, if you were disabled as well, you had the choice just to speak to the marshal and you would have been moved into the main arena. A lot of people done that. So that was just to clarify, because a lot of people were complaining about that, but it wasn't in the information. So just let everyone know about that.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Without the marshals, it wouldn't make it, would it? So
Absolutely.
We've got all the health and safety stuff and everything. So unfortunately, there were no incidents apart from a naked man running around and a woman with a glow stick who drunk too much dancing. Well, no names mentioned. But yeah, honestly, well done, like I said, and I'm so pleased it went off really well. And after you saying about next year, I think I might have to share a tent with Dave and come up there because if the weather continues like this, it's just no fun down south. Can't dig anything, Scotty. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was not too bad digging up north, which we're lucky because previous of the week before Detectorcon, we had a lot of rain. Where we were situated in Bellingham, in the valley, they've got their own weather pattern. So we had a lot of rain a week leading up, so it made the ground quite soft and pretty easy digging.
No, that's fantastic. Shane, you'll be going next year, will you?
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. Maybe you, me, and Dave, and could share a car, and you could teach us how to drive up there properly, because he's a driving instructor, Scotty. Am I looking the wrong way? Yeah, he's a driving instructor, Shane. If you didn't know that, so
yeah, I did know that. Even if I didn't think of his lessons at Detectorcon, I would love to, but no, thank you.
No, he's always grabbing hold of the knob and like trying to get it in the right gear. So, honestly, mate, well done. And I think we've got quite a lot of people in the show tonight. So I'm not being rude, and I thank you for coming on because you must be absolutely shattered. And we look forward to talking. Was he what?
Go ahead. It must be lagging.
You sound like you're going through puberty. Your voice is breaking.
Yes.
All right, Scotty. Take care, mate.
No, but like I would
well
say,
done.
just thank you to Regdins for obviously all the donations. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have raised £6,400. And obviously, big thank you to all my staff who helped, and obviously all you detectorists who come and made it happen.
Right. Okay. No, I totally agree.
And
well done,
I'm going to go off in a nice hot shower. So let you all go. Take care now.
Well
Top
done,
man.
buddy.
Take care. What a lovely guy. And do you know what? I was just thinking, Shane, that's 6,000 quid, or well, 6,400 raised within a couple of days from a little bloke, a small event compared to some of the big ones. And it's almost got me thinking there should almost be a website which says detecting donations for charity. And like Blue, I know you're only like 18, but on Blue Peter, they used to have like a chart and it used to go up. And it'd say, yeah, we want to find, this year, we're going to raise 100 grand for charity or 200 grand. And there should be almost like a bar chart with each donation that's been made from the small clubs who put 50 quid in for cancer research right up to Rodney Cook or Detect for all of them. And there should be a chart. And at the end of the year, your hobby or our hobby has made this much money for charity. And that I think would be quite a good idea. I'm interested what people think. But because it all gets lost. It all gets lost. There's a Facebook page here, Instagram there, TikTok here, and everyone's chucking money in. And it would be good at the end of the year for everyone to chuck it. I might even do it actually. Detectingdonations.com. Someone's probably registered that now in China and put a lot of inappropriate stuff on it. But yeah, and we can turn around and the NCMD can shout about it, and AMDS and FID and all that. They can all say, look at what our hobby does. Yeah, maybe a good idea. I don't know. I think I'll do it because it wouldn't be hard. Wouldn't be hard. Yeah. Anyway, we've got someone else coming in. I've forgotten. We've got the LP Weekender, which you obviously didn't go to because you were at Detectorcon. But this weekend we had the LP Weekender, which I'm not sure if we've got Steve in the background who'd like to come in, who attended the LP Weekender. Well, hey, here we go. You all right, Steve?
How you keeping, Adrian? Good to see you, man. Okay, how you doing?
All right,
All right?
Matt. How are you, Steve?
How you doing, Sean? Good to see you, brother. All right?
Thanks for waiting, Steve. Really appreciate it.
It's an honour for me. Absolute honour. Yeah.
No, thanks ever so much for coming on the show. If you just want to tell people a little bit about yourself, how long you've been detecting, what machine you got, and where you went this weekend.
Yeah, well, I've been in the game for about 18 months, mainly beach. I got the Vanquish. I love the Vanquish on the beach, and basically, I've been to. I went to Detectival last year, and this year went on to the LP Dig, and I'm going to Rodney Cook. And I'm going to go to the Detectival this year, so I've got a few extra places to go. And it's just a fantastic hobby. I'm absolutely addicted to it. I love it. I love the people. They've made me feel really welcome. I mean, people like Scotty raising money and Gary Cook raising all this money. It's just unbelievable. It's such a great thing to be into. I've met so many nice people. Stevie Pettigan, Tidy Treasures, and Di Evans and Amy Evans. I'm going to say hello there. Bit of a shout out. But I've met many great people. And I was lucky enough the weekend to find a little bullet hoard of 1850 shells.
Here we go.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Out of one hole, these shells are between the musket ball and the cartridge. So basically, you put a piece of a papered cartridge of black powder with the bullets, and you put it into your musket. You rip the paper off, and you push it down with your whatever it is, and basically, I'm learning. But basically, well, you got the bar of the musket, and you put it in tight, and these are around the 1850 to 1860 mark, what I've been told, and it's quite a rare bullet. So it is really quite a rare diameter, and it was all found in one hole. So as a newbie, I've gone and checked my hole, and one's come up, another one's come up, and I was there for about an hour and 20 minutes, and the hardest ground I've ever digged. And believe me, I can't wait to get back to the beach. But fantastic people, yeah.
And you've got a bit of research because we were talking just briefly before the show about the bullets, and you started doing a bit of research, and it's quite bizarre, isn't it? The bullets.
Well, it is, because I've been told by a couple of people that it's quite a rare bullet. This could possibly be a pistol bullet as well. It's all in one hole, and basically, to find that in one hole, it's just a rare find. I didn't realize at the time, and it's such a cool find that I can imagine these people find a hoard of like silver denarius or something, put on one at a time. It must be such a great feeling, because I really enjoyed it. And it's just an absolute, it's just a great hobby. You just never know, do you?
Was it near a tree or anything, or an old?
No, what had happened, to be honest, the ground again was so hard that I put my sensitivity down to half, and I thought, well, rather than go deep, I'm going to go in a big area, and basically it was in a valley, and I was going to come down. To be honest with you, I was going to go to the beach because the ground was so hard, and I found this Vickers 1939 anti-aircraft shell, which spurred me on. So I came, I had a little bit of dinner, and it was, I think it was section 4, where the valley was really hard. It was really steep. So I thought I'll just try it there, because I didn't see many people come up. And obviously they've possibly used it as a firing range. I'm not too sure, but I went to the side, and I went up. I got a little 16 hit. Like I said, my sensitivity was down half, so it wasn't going deep. I wasn't looking to go deep really, and I just carried on. I took a lot. Took the one shell up. I thought, oh, great, the 3-ring bullet, and I just carried on and carried on. And my pinpoint didn't stop. I thought, was my battery going to go? Because I got one power pack left on the weekend for the whole weekend, you know. And it's just a great feeling. I got to say, I really enjoyed it. Absolutely amazing.
What got you into the hobby, Steve?
I just wanted to find something to get me out and you know, get around and get out. And I was always a little bit into history. And I watched a few of the guys on YouTube, which actually inspired me, all these great guys. And I've just, you know, they were like a mentor to me. And I just thought, wow, this is a great hobby. And I think I messaged Stevie Pettigrew on Tidy Treasures one time. He said, come down to Barry, we'll meet up and blah, blah, blah. We got talking. I went on to one of his videos. Actually, my first dig ever on grass was on Detectorville. I'd never been on grass until I went to Detectorville. Wow. Yeah, so it was just,
as well.
Yeah, and it was just because I've been really listening to my beach sounds, really passionate about. I was doing 8-hour, 10-hour sessions on a beach, so I just couldn't walk, you know, just overtook me. And I just ended up in Detectorville, and I just totally blew my mind. And do you know what? Everyone made me feel so welcome. And, you know, I know the people I was talking to now, I realize who they are. But at the time, I didn't know anybody. Like the Searchers magazine, Daniel, he really gave me some good tips, knowing who he is, and people like that, you know, they're just amazing. They gave me so much good advice. And because I came back with about 15 horseshoes. I think I came back with half a bag when I first hit off with the iron settings, you know. But I was just mystified that, you know, when you first on the field, you find all these even medieval pieces of iron for me, which is fantastic. And I just couldn't believe the atmosphere and the people, and it just blew me away. And I just love every second now. And I just wish I'd done it 20 years ago.
What got you in? What made you buy the Vanquish?
Well, because I'm a beach person, I am an ex-fisherman now because of the detecting, but I'm normally on the sea fishing, and I love the beach. And I really looked into something in my budget to start off, and I seen the Vanquish, I seen the readings for, you know, that looked a good machine on the Vanquish, which, as it is an absolute killer of a machine. Once you understand your machine, I've been on it for 18 months, and for me, the jury setting, with 2 sensitivity down, black mud is a beast. That's what I use, and I thought on the beach for me, that's the one to go. You know, you got this discriminations. Yeah, you got it, John. The discriminations.
Get my hat off to you on the beach.
Yeah, well, it's just such a great machine, you know, and you can just go on black mud and everything else. And I'm really confident with that. But I am learning the grass now and the different sections of mineralization of earth, and you know. But it's, and like I see, you get all these great people around you, and they're giving you such, you know, good information, and to help you out. And people are so kind. Yeah. And like you got this guy like Scott. I never seen Scott. You never met him. And they're raising money for the kids. And Gary Cook.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. I just, you know.
Are you going to Rodney Cook this year?
Yeah, I got Rodney Cook my first time to Rodney Cook. I did go to the one day last year, and I bumped the Fods in the bra, and I thought, "What's this all about?" Who's racing? No, but I tell you what, it's a great character, you know. And
there's a story behind that, but we won't go there. I got a bit drunk and thought he was taking the Michael, but yeah, nearly laid him out. But didn't realise it was collective charity, but that's what alcohol does. Yeah, Rodney Cook, and you're going to Detectorville as well?
I'm going to Detectorville. I'm going to go to the Rodney Cook one day as well. I'm also going to Tenby personally to go on a low tide in Tenby to try and find some old coins, because Tenby was an old port, 14th, 15th century. So I've been I've been told there's a couple of Spanish and Portuguese coins to be found on a low tide. So I'm going to go there for 4 days, come back from that, hopefully, with something, and after Rodney Cook. So I'm just so excited, to be honest with you.
Good, you know, good. It's lovely to hear.
Vibe. Yeah, it's a great vibe, great people. You know, I meant that it's so good, you know.
Yeah. You're RCM, aren't you, right?
Me? I'll be there. Treasure Hunting magazine. We got a buggy and things, and we'll be driving around with Julian Evanhart, the editor of Treasure Hunting magazine, and we'll be hopefully looking at the hoards that come up. Otherwise, I think we'll be dishing out water and gifts and things. But yeah, I think Rodney Cook this year has got LP taxi stops. So the good thing about that event is they drive you round each field.
I believe it's a bus stop this year.
Yeah, and it's bus stop with a QR code, so you can scan it and see what field you're in, according to Gary. So that'll be really good. I just hope we have some rain. But yeah, I'll be at Rodney Cook, I'll be at Detectorcon, and I'm also going to Joan Allen weekend in August, which I think is the 20th, 28th, or something like 20. Well, anyway, bank holiday weekend in August. So yeah, the housing manager will not be happy with me. You married, Steve, or
no? I'm single now. That's why I'm protecting so much.
Lucky bugger.
I done 30 years. I'm out on good behaviour. Let me tell you. But
right, yeah, all right, yeah. So you get out every weekend, do you?
I get on most weekends. I'm on the beach. I've been doing lately. A lot of guys inspired me. I forgot his name actually, Miles, I think. But he's I try and I'm on National Ring Recovery, and I try on the beaches now. I've got all these things like this watch I found on the beach and different things. So what I do now, I try to help people out. Whatever I find, I post it on Facebook. Try and get it back to the owners.
What beach you detect?
All in Barry Island, South Wales area. That's what I cover. I mean, 3 weeks ago, we found the gold ring. I was hunting for 3 days for the ladies on my Facebook. And great news. Stevie Pettican, Tidy Treasures, came down and he found it in the third hole. Just walked over it. It was there. It was great. Gave it back to the woman. I sort of was on a mission for like 18 hours to find this ring. I was exhausted, literally. We got it. I was so happy. She came down, rang it up. She came down. It was her ring. It was an emotional thing. And it was a third generation grandmother's ring. So, I'm giving it a little bit back. I mean, it'd been in the sea for like since Monday. We found it, I think, Friday or Saturday, whatever it was. So it was a long shot and we got that back. And so I've been
found it in the sea?
No, we found it up. It'd actually been flicked up into the sand. And Steve, I was getting the coffees literally. He's ripping me in from the legend out to the Vanquish, but I still have the Vanquish. And basically, he got on the third hole. And I was literally getting the coffee. He's gone on my way down. The people just came in as well. But at the end of the day, I was so happy to see the ring back. It was a good thing done. Got it back to her. And it was such a long shot. And it was a great thing to do. And I felt really good to give something back, What it's given to me is I like to give it back. And so, no, I really enjoy, actually. But, on the beach, you got bottle tops and different things and money. Yeah. But when you find something for someone, it's a bit of a task. And I really enjoy that, and to put it back in someone's face, which is a real sentimental, obviously, value to that person, to get it back. I really enjoy that. And there's a couple of guys around on National Ring Recovery just do that constantly. I forgot the guy's name, but I think he's found like 150 odd rings or something, over the years. So I think it's a great thing to do. Yeah.
It always. You're not married, are you, Shane? No,
not yet.
No, you should be.
Amen.
Huh? I'm best man. Oh, that would be a good one. But yeah, my when I go detecting, I have 2 rings: my wedding ring and my dad's ring, wedding ring. And I don't take them off because I put them on one finger. And I always think to myself, oh my God, if I lose one of them, I'd find it again, hopefully. But if you're detecting for like 7 or 8 hours in a field, that could go anywhere. But it does worry me. But about 2 years ago, my wife's uncle's wife, mother or whatever, she had these expensive gold earrings that had been in the family for 2 generations, and she lost one in a garden, and they've got quite a big garden, and they're like, oh, we're never going to find it, never going to find it. I thought, when did you lose it? Oh, Sunday. And they called me on Monday, and I thought, I'll find it. Went out there and found it, and it's so nice to see it, because a lot of people think our hobby, they think probably metal detectors go down like that deep. And they're like the old sort of like Maplin ones. I can say that because they're gone bust.
Yeah.
The Maplin ones in like the 80s. But we're going to find it. And it was so lovely to see the smile on her face, and they're over the moon. And I got a crate of beer. But yeah. So
I'm curious, Steve, to see if you've got any pasture permissions.
Me?
No, Steve, obviously you.
Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah.
Well,
pasture.
I mean, at the moment, I'm be sort of 80% the beach. So I'm learning the fields now. But if I could, help out local. If someone lost something, I'd love to just jump in, have a little look for them, But also, people forget they think we're scavengers on the beach. But basically, we pick all the bottle tops up, the rubbish goes into the bin. We're cleaning the beaches as we go along. I've taken broken bottle tops of glass with kids running around. I've had a standing ovation walk off the beach with a shovel full of glass with kids running around. So, I mean, we do a lot, and on the beach as well. So it's a great hobby, and you actually meet people on the beach. You have a good chat with these people because they're actually in a good frame of mind on holiday or something, and it's a nice vibe. And I do like the beach, but the history's in the ground, obviously, in the fields. That's where they get the hammers and different things.
I hate the beach.
I love the beach.
Where I live in Essex, Steve. So we have Southend, predominantly the beach, and it is very, very, very busy in the summer, and it is like a trash in. So it's shocking the stuff people put.
Yeah.
But then there are other beaches that I detect on. One near a power station, which no one goes near because they're worried it's like something from The Simpsons, like three-eyed fish and stuff. And I was saying to you, I'll find some 3-ring bullets and stuff down there. But I love that. It's lovely until about, if I get there early, like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 in the morning, it's lovely, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. And then suddenly 9, 10, 11, it all kicks off. The bloody dinghies come out. They all swarm on there, and they don't use cling film on their sandwiches. They use bloody tin foil. I mean, and then they're like, the kids will finish it and rip it up. But if you get a good clean beach, a nice beach, it's all right. And you got a machine. I had the Vanquish 540 watt when it came out a couple of years ago, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Really did.
Really is a great machine for the money. I mean, you're talking like, what's that, £400 for that? £500, for the Pro.
Yeah. We've got. I've just been messaged. Can get it.
My most hit video, Steve, was what not to dig with the Vanquish. I made a YouTube video of what not to dig, like all the blips you get at the end.
Yeah, but if it's a big target and you put iron mode on and you bounce your Vanquish on, it saves you a load of digging. That's why I let the machine. I found a little glitch with that. So you got a good signal. You got those good signals that are bad signals, really. Stick it onto iron mode and bounce it. And
I think the big thing I had with it was all the lads I was with were using the Nox at the time. Yeah, and I wanted to keep up no matter what. Yeah. So I kind of learned what them little blips and beeps and all the little jitters were just to keep up with these lads with the Nox.
But I take over the Nox on the beach because I know the little bits and that machine. My mate's got the Nox. He's got the Nox agent with the big coil, and on the beach and with the Vanquish there, we always comparing all the time, and you can't pull it out with the Vanquish. You can't pull those little signals out, but you can't rely on the numbers. You've got to start listening to the tones, which I've learned now. I'm starting to catch those little tones, like you say, which will make the difference, And,
you seem to be heading in the right direction, Steve. You've got a decent machine and you're enjoying it.
I'm passionate. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
And you found something which is rare and very. I don't know anyone who's found that many bullets of such a rare caliber and set up hollow 3-ring bullets. Steve, if you don't mind, you went to the LP event and we're just going to play a little video which has been done. So you might be able to, if you want to talk over it, or Shane, if you want to swear or drink a beer or go for a wee. I think we're going to put a little video of the LP event on now. Not me, because it's the producer. Yes. Here we go.
Hello all, Aaron here. Look, we're at the LP dig in Dorchester. There's Dorchester, isn't it?
Yeah, virtually.
Yeah. Martinstown, Dorchester. So here we are. The whistle's just gone. Everyone is now clambering up this bloody steep hill to get to the top. There's Pettican and Adam. Look, D-Tech Sussex and Tidy Treasure Hunter. Good lads. We're just heading up. See what we can find. See it first hole. Let's dig. So the ground is a little stony. We're up here in field 5, I think it is.
Oh, that looks dry.
Got yourself a signal.
It was really dry there. Really, really hard.
Really.
Yeah, I was looking at me Darren and yeah, that is dry.
With a nice dried cow pat in front of it. Don't you love it when you get a signal on a cow pat?
Machine.
They're nice guys, man. Aaron and Rob Random.
We're running multi-frequency in here.
Rob
Wasn't good.
donated his
highly
Rodney or a
mineralised,
Rodney
so-
Cook ticket. He did a charity thing this
He
week.
did.
I don't know how much he
Single
raised,
frequency
but hats off
will
to
get
him,
on
Rob.
better.
Yeah, fair dues. You know, these guys are
Let's get this out. It's
amazing.
going to
I've
take
got
me
to
some time because the ground is so rocky. And I'll see you when I've got it.
And I was down 6-7 inches.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
But out of a hole that big.
Here we go.
1847. Out of a whole one.
Hang on a minute. What's going on here? This Dave suddenly joined.
That big.
Oh,
And probably over 100 there. And they're obviously 150 years old, possibly. So, and it's the old, from the musket ball to the cartridge. This was in between, and you put a package of gunpowder, black powder, into the gun, and this would obviously the hollowed like an air gun pellet. And that's the same sort of ratio, and that's why they got 3 rings to just the. It takes the pressure off the bullet and it expands. So basically, that's what I've been told. So yeah, these are 150 years old and one. But it hole just little locks hoard into the of, barrel and grease. The greasing
hoard of,
rings they are actually.
Shell heads, isn't it? Slugs. You never see that ever again,
No,
would you?
no, you
Really,
wouldn't
it's a rare hole. I thought it was cool, but
that's fantastic.
Oh,
Oh no.
blimey.
All
Good
right,
job Dave's not there. He would have eaten that.
There was something here, something nice.
It's a great weekend actually.
Now it's a little choppy. Let me.
So you obviously purchased a machine from LP, did you, Steve?
I did, yes, I did, and I get all my stuff from LP, and you know,
There we go.
it's the great service with them. In fairness, like, and you know, I just love my machine at the moment. I will
And
move on
yeah,
eventually, but at the moment, I'm
tiny
really
little
happy
thing, look.
with the Vanquish.
Bit of gold gilding.
Have you thought about the additional
Nothing on
like
that side,
battery
sadly.
packs or a bigger coil?
I've got
we
the
go.
R&B. I've got
What's
the
that
R&B
button?
battery on there.
Oh, you have.
I have got the R&B. It's a great,
Here's the
it's a
next
great
thing out.
battery, 30-hour battery.
that?
You've got to be careful with it, but I've had 2 heavy sessions and it's still kept
What
me
is
going.
that? If you think you know,
So I'm really impressed with that. And it's
Yeah.
quite reasonably priced now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
come down a bit, I think.
I definitely recommend the R&B battery for sure. I was going for so many batteries.
I found my first everything with the Vanquish, mate.
Yeah.
Anything. First Denari, first Roman, first coin, first everything.
Did you really, Sean? Yeah, it's a fantastic machine. I mean, I'm like I said, 18 months. I'm learning my trade basically with it.
On the other side?
I found more in the last 5 years also. I found more with the Vanquish than any other detector I've
Really?
tested.
Yeah.
But value wise, I've had a lower value machine. Oh, Greenlight Publishing books. Oh, I had the Vanquish, obviously to test when it came out, and I loved it so much. I really did. I was like, oh, because is that Turkish music? That's Dave. The only thing I don't like about the Vanquish, and it's me being really picky, is the control box. I find it a bit
big,
Buzz Lightyear and all that.
And how hard was it to make it waterproof?
Yeah, there is that, but I don't detect in water. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I mean,
But rain.
it really will. Oh,
It's okay in the rain, but not heavy.
I don't always find plumbing. I'm a plumber. I always find plumbing all
Quite
the
met that guy.
time.
He's a cool guy
So
too.
they
Yeah.
want me to go back to work, the gods.
Oh well, never mind.
I like that.
All good fun.
The gods want me to go back to work.
Okay, my first decent hole, number 57. See it down there. I'm not sure what that is.
That's 2. Oh,
Really
love. Oh, that's
nice.
fairly good
Is
condition.
that's a
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, that's a cartwheel
Yeah.
penny, isn't it?
100%,
Yeah, good condition.
No, I think
That-
it's a penny.
That is good
George
condition.
III cartwheel penny, really nice.
That
These
is
are
very
usually
good condition.
Really,
I haven't even found a coin yet. I haven't found a
But,
coin on land yet.
Steve, if you
Really?
ever want past you, come up to me.
Honest to God, so I've never found a coin yet. I found this all before I coin. Literally, I don't know what it is.
Go out with Shane. He'll
Shane, well, yeah, I'd love to.
There's some nice prizes there from LP.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. It was run really well. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, lovely.
Really
Oh,
nice, yeah. Really nice.
Just part the Hoard.
Loads of hammers come up now. Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice coin.
oh, I know that voice.
Hello, guys.
How you doing, Stephen? Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Great to see
Definitely a
you.
big top Hoard, isn't it? How long did it take you to dig this lot up there?
All right, Steve. How's it going, mate? All right. Sorry, there was music in the
Hello.
background.
Hello, mate. Just let me know when you want me to pitch in. I was quite happy watching that stream then.
You're on now. You're on now.
Right. Well, hello,
Yeah.
guys. Hello, Shane, Dave,
Hello.
everyone.
How you doing, brother? You okay?
Mr. Stephen Gray. Lovely to join us tonight, Steve. And I'm glad you've got a beer, top man. Cheers to
Go
you.
have a beer. I'm actually at the lovely Mill House. My friend Mill House, just chilling.
Badger.
Yeah. Badger the Bodger. Yeah, that's him.
Steve, do you watch? Sorry. Oh no, we got two. I'll call you Stephen, and I'll call you Steve. So,
Which one?
Steve, do you know Welsh? Steve, do you know
Right, okay.
Stephen?
I've seen his videos. Yeah, I've never met the man, but obviously he's a very well-respected guy and he's very knowledgeable. But
He does some lovely videos. And
yeah, he
Steve,
does.
He speaks his mind, and he's very entertaining.
That's great.
And
yeah,
and
I like the guy,
I've very much like watching his videos because he's honest and genuine, and he upsets a lot of people, but they need to snowflakes.
No,
Steve, if you
it's the Celtic blood in me, Adrian.
yeah, and your bucket hat. I like your hat. If you want to get ahead, get a hat.
I stole this off one of my best buddies, Jordan Button. I had to have it.
Steve, are you going to any rallies this year? What stupid question. You obviously are. Are you going to Rodney Cook, Detectorcon?
I got mixed up when you were delegating the Steve and the Steve. Am I Steve?
English,
yeah,
Steve.
Steve.
English,
Yeah,
Steve.
What? Just go the whole hog and just say Anglo, and then I'll know who we're talking about.
Oh, that's all right. Anglo.
Obviously, I am very lucky. There is a few downsides to having a following on social media. You get a lot of haters jogging on, but there's so many more plus sides that completely outweigh all that. I get invited to all the big rallies. God bless all the organisers. Jay with Just Detect, Mark Beecher, all of them. I can just rock up and they make me very welcome. The only thing that's going on this year that's a bit different for me is I've had some issues with my health lately, but hopefully it's been one of them where we've been clutching at straws, not knowing what it was, but hopefully we're getting to grips with that now. So if all fingers crossed, I'll be at Detectorcon. I'm not going to be at the Rodney Cook. I was there last year and it was amazing, and it does great work. Not only does Rodney Cook do great work for charity, they always get good land as well, and I've got no doubt that Rodney Cook this year will have great land. So good luck to all of you, because I know it's a red hot ticket. I'm actually on the Rodney Cook weekend this year. I'm out with a very good friend of mine, Cheryl Dawes, who does East of England. East of England, I think it is. She's got 2 groups going. So we're out. I'm out in Norfolk on that date for the weekend, and I will be at Detectable. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make. I think one of them 2 clashes with Just Detect. It's one of them. There's so many. It's a very good thing for the hobby. There's so many really good events that we could go on. Sorry, here's Buster.
Buster.
I was going to say, I wonder who's barking.
You know,
More
it's like-
importantly,
yeah.
sorry. More importantly, how's Buster at the moment? Because poor old, he's getting on.
He'll be 17 this November, mate, and he's got more about him than I have anyway. So, yeah, definitely.
So, Steve, how are you finding the hard ground at the moment? Have you been out much?
Well, because of what I've just been on about with my health issues, I had a really good couple of hours here at the mill today. I've got to take it easy. I can't be knocking myself out on hard ground. I've got to ease myself back in just now, and it's no point being at a stage at any age in your life where you've got to ease yourself back in if you're just overcoming something. There's no point trying to do that with this hard ground just now. So I'm going to chill. I'm going to pick and choose. Fingers crossed to get to at least 2 of the showcase rallies this year. And I've got 3 farms that I've never been to, Adrian. You know, when you go door knocking and they say come back in September, I've got 3 farms for September, which they're all in good spots. So between the rallies that I am going on, the weekenders and that, and a few local farms, because just before I got ill, I started doing really well on some other local permissions that I did get scratch. We just me and my friend Dean Hunter, pot noodle guy. We went door knocking where he lives, scratched up a few pasture permissions before it all got hard, and we killed it. You know, he got a really nice Queen Victoria half sovereign. I got a Charles I half crown, and on that same day I got a George III small gold coin. Is it a quarter guinea?
Nice.
So we did really well, and now I think if you're a young man and that, or you ain't got anything dragging you down, crack on in it. The only problem with the hard ground is you don't always get to fill your holes too good.
No, true.
Well, you know, I think pasture's just too hard at the minute.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, Steve.
Sorry, I think I might have dropped out. Sorry, guys.
You said you're right there, Steve, because I went out at the weekend and the ground is so hard, you end up killing yourself nearly for half-hour digging for a shotgun shell. And you're right, you need to pick and make sure you've got nice land, you got the time. I mean, I like going out for like 7 or 8 hours, like making a day of it, but flipping heck, not in this weather. An hour, 2 hours max, really.
Yeah.
What are you using at the moment? You still using your Deus?
I'm using the Deus 2 at the minute. I didn't get it for free. I'm a bit of an old curmudgeon, and I often upset people in the trade. You know, if I feel disrespected or this or that, I've lost lots of sponsors over the years just through maybe having an off day or maybe speaking my mind when I was right. So I actually floated it. Stop barking, Buster. I floated it to my viewers of my YouTube channel just before the Deus 2 got released. It was one of them things where you just blurt it out without thinking. I was like, well, how does it sound to my viewers? Would you guys like to buy me the Deus 2? But it was one of them things I put out without thinking. I just blurted it out, and before I knew it, they pretty much bought my Deus 2 for me. So I've been using that since release, and I've got my Deus 1 with the 9-inch round HF coilers backup, but I haven't even charged that up since the Deus 2 was released.
Have you got the latest software on your Deus for 107, Steve?
Yes, I have, yeah.
How are you finding it? Because some people have had problems, haven't they? Or finding issues.
Yeah, yes. It's complex. If you sit off on any of the main Facebook groups for it, you'll see it. It's like tennis, isn't it, Adrian? It's like back and forwards. Oh, this machine's rubbish. Oh, well, it's not as rubbish as this other flagship machine. I've just had such and such flag machine snapping off on me. Do you know what? It's like we could sit off on the legend groups, which I don't own, but I'm in them, just seeing how they're getting on with them. We could sit off on the Deus 2 groups. We could pull these machines apart day in, day out. And I have had a few gripes about the Deus 2, but for me, it's more been about the build quality. You know, how the box attaches to the stem and that. But fair play to Redstons. When they seen that there was a few issues, Redstons were... I think it was Nigel Redston actually gave me his own personal prototype fix off Deus, off XP. He sent me the you know, the little stem thing that you can whack on it. And he said, well, don't put it out there in the media just now, Steve, because we haven't got them for the public just yet. So I chucked it on, and that worked a treat. I don't know. It's like I quickly flicked on your stream tonight earlier when I wasn't really available. One of my friends clicked it on just to see who was on. And I heard for about 10 seconds, I heard Scotty B just mention long grass. You know, it's like there's so many massively good things about the hobby, and if we fixate on the negative things, you know, where does it get us?
Well, Steve, you're right. I totally agree. It's like you said about the Deus 2. If you suddenly drift off onto forums and Facebook and Instagram and that, you see all the negatives, because no one ever likes shouting about the positives in our hobby, whether it's machines or what we do. And you can sometimes look at someone and think, and read what they've posted and think, oh yeah, version 1.07 for the Deus 2. Yeah, that's causing them problems. Oh, it can't be right for me. No, if you weren't there looking at that and you just got your machine, updated it, went out, you probably find that it's absolutely fine. But I personally think it's when you go off the standard programs. So if you create your own settings and tweak things, I think that's when it becomes a bit funny with the volume frequency.
When we got them scratch permissions a few months ago, I did really well on a version of the fast program on the Deus 2, and I just tweaked it. I've done a lot of the time old honoured tweaks that the old hands do. You know, you open the sensitivity up as wide as you can get it, giving them field conditions. You drop. I like to run any machine I've got in the lowest discrimination, but then as the machines get more complicated, you factor in all the other bells and whistles. But as far as all the other bells and whistles are concerned, I just bluff my way through them basically. High sensitivity, low to zero discrimination. Just keep an eye out on one or two top boffins like Sid Perry. Get a couple of tips off him as regards the bells and whistles, and just get out there and dig holes in it.
If you don't mind, Steve, we got a video that you did of the last weekend. If you don't mind us showing it, well, we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm here, isn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully. Here we go. So this is the Saxon Hoard.
It does say Saxon Riverside Town. Thank you, Becky.
Thank you, lovely.
Just a gaggle. It's my good mate Phil, who I've seen on Facebook. I seen Phil getting the first one. That's what got me out of my bed. Well done, Phil. And this is Paul. And these are some of the condition of
Bloody hell.
Wow.
Christ, he done well, didn't he?
Still yet to find one.
Amazing, amazing.
Paul there with the handful. He's only been detected 10 months with the DS2. He doesn't ring a bell.
There you go, Steve. Welsh Steve.
It's fantastic. I watched this video. It's fantastic. Unbelievable.
Nice shoe.
10 months.
Yeah. Shoe shot.
Yeah, shoe shot. Double laced.
In the drive over, Phil, you can't help but notice the little towns all around Britain are very proud of their history. So as you come into this town, it says Saxon Riverside Town, and when these coins are coming up, I saw it view as if it's a little bit windy. I wasn't expecting this Hoard come up on the Saturday. And because I'm still recuperating, I was booked down to go out there on Sunday. That's what I've come out, because I thought, well, if Sid ain't here... But I seen this on my Facebook, and I had to go down there simply because it's local to me, you know. I had to go and document this amazing board.
Look at the quality.
I'm not only a little bit jealous.
Wow.
Be happy with one of them.
One of our other friends has found one outside.
Why did the Saxon coins always go green? Mine are silver.
Yeah, oh dear. What's going on here? Is this part of your video, Steve?
No, that wasn't mine. That one.
Pregnant woman cartoon.
Saxon. To Anglo.
Oh wow!
This Hoard has thrown up a lot of questions on Facebook. And once you've finished watching a bit of the footage, I'll address a few of the questions that have been thrown up on the groups about it.
Okay, mate.
Oh, looks in nice condition, doesn't it? That. You shouldn't really take the bands out of these ancient coins, but that would come out. But it's part of this special hoard now, so it won't be touched.
Very nice.
I'm not going to flick any of that mud off or anything. They get to be mega scratchy signals now, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digging little bleeps.
Digging little bleeps. Look at that for a fine cultural Saxon.
Wow, full to the brim.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anyway, Steve, you said there's some issues there.
What can I say? Oh, only issues with keyboard warriors mainly. But I would like to address them because this is the big detecting show. Where can I start? Right, the main gripe on my YouTube video of the day and on some of the groups. How the hell wasn't that area sectioned off for the guy who found the first one? I have told them, but I'd like to tell the big detecting show as well. Phil, the lovely old boy who you see in the video, he found the first one. I don't know whether his eyesight's failing or what, but he's a little bit older than me. So he found the first Saxon of the Hoard, and he thought it was a jetting, and jettings are all right if they're in nice condition, but he wasn't overly fussed, and he toddled right off to like the other side of the field or wherever, completely out of the Hoard area. So then our young apprentice Paul, who's only been doing it 10 months, he starts digging one or two Saxons. He shouts his mate over, Kev. He's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Kev's buzzing with him. They haven't dialed it in just on that moment to say, right, this is a Hoard. And by the time they realise, oh, hang on a minute, this is a Hoard. There'd been 3 finders by then. The initial one, my mate Phil, and then Paul and Kev. So they then did the right thing and they sectioned off the area. They taped it all off. They went on to find, between the three of them, they found 20, 21, something like that. And on the initial day when it all come up, there was, I think there was 2 or 3 possibly found outside the cordoned off area, and one of the ones outside the area sticks in my memory more so because 2 of them come up near the tape. One of them was right out in the middle of the field, 100 metres away, but it was the same Saxon Kings, it was the same Hoard patterner. So I get loads of people jogging on. How come it wasn't all taped off for the original finder? Because it was a rally, social event, all friends, all people who love the hobby and respect their fellow diggers, and that's just how it played out on the day, Adrian.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hats off to you, mate. No, definitely. Thanks for saying that, Steve. I appreciate it. Where the hell are you? Because it's still sunny. It's still light there.
I'm out on the river Avon at Flabbery, just near Evesham, where I live. This is Badgie's Mill House.
Beautiful, really nice.
So they're all sitting off over there, and like Luke messaged me a couple of hours ago. He's like, "You ready to come on the show?" I was like, "Oh, I forgot all about it." No, it wasn't because I don't love the show and that. It's just because I've been ill and that. You know, when you're ill and like every day seems like the same. I forgot what day it was basically.
Sunday.
I just like to get back on track with having a bit of input about the Hoard.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Steve, and I'd just like to. Sorry.
Go ahead, mate.
No, you go. Go on.
I got some keyboard warriors jogging on. Stephen Gray. He didn't find any of it. What's he doing? What? He's only gone down there to film that Hoard because he wants views. Well, I like to speak, if he ever sees this, to one person in particular, and I won't name him. He absolutely put up a horrible post about the Hoard and how it all panned out, and the only person he named directly was me. I'm speaking to you, mate. I live in Evesham. I'm born and bred in Birkenhead. I married my wife, who's from Evesham. It was lovely. Unfortunately, as everyone knows, we lost my wife. But before we lost my wife, she got into metal detecting with me because of my passion. And if I found a coin 100 miles, 200 miles away from Evesham, she was made up. If I got a hammer or something, great. But the biggest thing to tick my late wife's box was if I found local history. So I was in bed still recuperating, and I seen that this mind-blowing Saxon Hoard, we didn't know how many, they could have ended up with 2,000, was coming up in my wife's county on her doorstep. And that was one of the driving factors for me. I thought, got to get down there and record this local Hoard. So for any haters who are just saying, you only did it for views, who are you? Just see the bigger picture.
As you know, Steve, I don't publicly go on Facebook or social media that much, and I've attended. No, too right. I've got better things to do. Go metal detecting, but I've been fortunate to go to a few Hoards and been posted on Facebook or anything like that. Because some people don't use Facebook, and that's the way it goes. And we forget that the average age of a detectorist is probably 52. So not many miles off me, but there are people who go out every weekend and find Hoards, and we'll never hear about them until we look on the Flow website or whatever. So, but you're right. I mean, if I had someone find a Hoard near me, which I did once, I went there and I didn't put it on YouTube or Facebook. It was just out of pure interest. But you have a YouTube channel and you like sharing it with people who watch your videos.
Yeah.
So just hats off to you.
And also, Adrian, 9 times out of 10, shout out to Go Detector Midlands, whose group it was, to Lawrence, who founded the group and run it for most of its history, and then he's moved to Germany, but he's still in the background. Shout out to Simon, who runs it these days. What an amazing event, amazing Hoard, you know.
Yeah, well, Steve and Anglo, confusing Steve. He's sitting there going like that. Welsh Steve. Andrew Elliott said, "Thank you, Steve, Anglo Celtic, for recording that find.
Yeah,
that's history on YouTube forever, buddy."
Glad
and
you
that's
did,
right. He's all recording
And-
it on YouTube for history.
And another main driver for me to leave my sick bed that morning and go and do it. None of it was about jogging on to get views from a channel. Of course, it's going to be a popular video. It's going to get views from a channel. But another main factor for me was Go Detector Midlands. A lot of the time, shout out to Phil Fragg with Heart of England. But he's such a lovely man, Phil, that he supports other rally groups, and he massively supports his friends at Go Detector Midlands. He was there taking photos, putting it on the groups. But Phil Fragg's other half, as I could call him, on the rally scene, and that is Sid Perry, our good mate Sid Perry. Now, normally, Sid would have been there at Go Detecting Midlands. He would have been recording it, but Sid was busy that day. So just, as soon as I twigged, I thought, somebody needs to go and film this, basically.
Well, also, Steve, Peter Pesty, you know Peter Pesty,
Oh,
you?
lovely.
Yeah, lovely guy. He said one episode of the Big Detecting Show, we should have yourself, Steve Newman, and Henry on the show. That'd be quite an interesting one, wouldn't it?
Which Henry are we talking about?
Henry Fran.
Oh, he's like a young Oliver Reed, Henry Francois. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone young watching the show, Google Oliver Reed, YouTube especially. But Henry and yourself and Steve Newman would be very interesting on the show.
It'd be more fun if we were on the show, but we were all in the same room, preferably
in a pub.
A pub.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
Adrian, I'm sorry to have it short and sweet because, like I say, last minute, I actually slipped out my memory because I'm not on top form just now. I'm not harping on. I am getting a lot better, Adrian. That's the main thing. But the light's fading here now.
Yeah,
and I think
it is, mate. Finally, Christ.
I've said everything I need to say. I think before I go, I would just like to talk about the history of the Hoard, not talk about me or any of my fellow diggers, although I love them all. The history of the Hoard is mind-blowing. As it was coming up on the day, Fraggy, he put up a picture and somebody identified one of the first ancient rulers as King Bergrad. So as I'm out in the field while they're still being discovered, I'm Googling King Bergrad, learning all about him. This is another amazing thing about our hobby is like you find a coin, you find out who it is, you've never heard of him. Within half an hour with the wonders of the internet, you know a lot about him. So Bergrad, he ruled from like 852 to 874, I think, and then in 865 the Great Heathen Army invaded his territory. He was king of Mercia, Bergrad, and I actually thought that Mercia was a Midlands area, but if you put Mercia into Google, it actually stretches from my home stomping ground of the Wirral Peninsula right down to London. It's like drawing a big square right across the middle of England. It goes all the way from up by Cheshire and that and in the opposite corner, on the bottom corner, right down to London. So Berger had ruled that. He had trouble with the Vikings. And then the next coin that got ID'd was Wolfred. Now, he ruled around about the 830s. I can't remember the exact date. What amazing history to come to light, Adrian. Amazing.
Well, more amazing, mate, is you remembered it. I struggle with my bloody age, let alone remembering stuff like that. Steve, it's been a pleasure having you on tonight, and I hope you get well
guys.
soon, mate.
Well,
take it easy.
Hopefully, I'll see some of you.
We'll see you at
Hopefully, I'll see some of you in the field soon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I missed your lovely. I'm sorry that I missed your lovely event the other month, Shane. Shane, I would have loved to have got to it, but I just couldn't make that one.
It's fine, buddy.
Hopefully see you all out there, and nice to meet you virtually, Steve.
Yeah, you too, brother, man. Legend. It's great to meet you, brother, man. Legend, brother. Thank you.
Right.
Take care,
all right,
Steve.
guys.
Well,
bye.
Anglo, Steve. Bye. Oh dear, Steve. He's full of it, isn't he? I tell you what, he's got a very interesting life, Steve. If you get to talk to Steve. Sorry, yes. We've never had that on the show before. We've never had two people with the same name, but I think Welsh and English is better. But yes, Steve's he's an interesting character.
He's a character. He's a very knowledgeable character, you know, and he's
he's had a bit of a bad life. His wife passing a couple of years ago and stuff, and I think that hit him hard. But he's a lovely guy, and when you meet him in the flesh, he likes a drink, he likes a laugh and stuff.
Can I fault him? Same year, you know. But
you like drinking? You like a drink?
I'm not a big drinker, but you know, I go.
We have spin the wheel, don't we, Shane?
We do.
We haven't got long on it, but if it's all right with Luke, I might get. Welsh, Steve. Oh, God's sake. I can't even hit the keyboard. So, Steve. Yeah, Steve. We're going to do a quick. Oh, crikey's sake. We're going to do I can't even use my computer properly. Right, so I'm going to share my screen now. We're only going to do a couple.
Sure.
So, I will ask you some questions on something. So here we go. Right, this is our spin the coil. It's only called a coil. Yeah. So a random question comes up. Have you ever detected in flip-flops?
No. Definitely no.
Why is that? Just because
well, I'm Welsh. We only do wellies, really. But never.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheap wellies.
Okay, the next
Dunlop. Nothing wrong with Dunlop. They're hard wearing. When you're cooking, what is your most preferred cooking hob? Have you got gas or electric, Steve?
I'm on electric here, but if I'm on camping, it's got to be gas, haven't it? For sure. But my gas man. Yeah.
So which hob? Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right?
Well, I mean, it's a bottom left. I normally burn on the bottom right, so I go to the bottom left. Yep.
Bottom left. So you don't use the bottom right? Oh, dear.
No.
You got kids?
I burn too much on the right.
Right, I'll spin the wheel again. Right, one more and then we'll call it a day. Longest you detected?
The longest I've detected on a session, oh God, I've done on the beach. I've actually dropped probably 11 hours, 11-hour session right through.
11 hours?
Yeah, 11-hour session. I probably walked 50 miles, maybe. Yeah, on the beach.
Blinking heck! Wow.
Yeah.
Do you drink alcohol when you detect, or?
No. I'm not a big drinker, to be honest with you. But no, I sort of I stopped for a fish and chip break. You know,
fish and chip break.
Fish and chip break in Barry Island, brother. Yep.
On Barry Island.
Barry Island. That's where I'm from. Yeah.
I've got to just say, someone said in the chat earlier that it looks like Max and Paddy with you, Shane. With you and Steve, it looks like Max and Paddy, but someone, I can't remember who said that in the chat. It does look like
Come
Max
get
and
your
Paddy.
black bin bags.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but no, I really appreciate you coming on this show tonight, Steve. And
I've
it's
enjoyed it.
lovely.
Yes,
And if
it's
you
an
could
honour.
keep us updated on your bullets, the
Yes.
latest
Yeah.
history you find out about it, and it will be really interesting to know if you get any more information
Well,
on it.
absolutely. I mean, if I can find out in that Martin's Town itself, if there was anyone in the Crimean War who's gone before practicing or come back and with the same rounds, that'd be fantastic. So I'm going to send off to Martin's Town now, martinstown.co.uk. You get the site there for the town, so I'm going to send a little email so we can get a little bit of information back, and it'd be fantastic. But definitely, Adrian, for sure.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to find out, because it could even, they were all found in one hole.
Yeah,
so they could have been
strange.
testing out the pistol, stroke rifle, pistol, whatever, on a target. So it could have been a prototype. You don't know. It could have been something that's extremely rare.
And like Stephen said, it's always something when you come back and you just see the history and you sort of delve into what it was. And that's what I like about it too. It's just a fantastic hobby. So you learn a little bit of information after. It's not just about what you find, it's what comes after it as well. It's really interesting. And yeah, I love the sport, Is it a sport? I don't know, but it's a great hobby. It's a great hobby.
Hobby.
I think it is a sport after the hard ground. I could see it is.
Well, it could be for me personally, it's a hobby. It's not a sport. I don't train for it. The biggest bit of training I do is plugging in my USB in, beer, but wine, but USB update, software update, and tinkering with the programs. So I don't call
get a
that
Vanquish,
sport.
you do, yeah.
Yeah, and that's an interesting fact actually with the Vanquish. You've got in the back under the battery box, you've got a USB connection, and there was an update about a
just
year
the one,
ago.
wasn't it?
Yeah. And rumor has it that there may be more updates to open up that machine, because it could, I'm not saying I've read this anywhere, it could have the same circuit board as the Equinox 800, and it could be restricted. So the software could update it. Because if you're manufacturing a metal detector, why would you create a new circuit board with new components for another model? It's not cost effective. So it could have the Vanquish board in it, because Shane, like me, is a lot like the Vanquish, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Equinox, sorry. It's a lot like the
Equinox. It is. It's very close, and the same readings for different coins as the Equinox. Like I said, I go up with a friend, and we have a look at the readings, exactly same readings. So I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm hoping that they bring a similar model out. I don't know when the next Minelab model is going to come out, but I am looking for that basically. But at the moment, I've compared this on the beach with the Legend, the 800, and it's not much difference. Do you think that the DS2 is 4 times the price of that? So
I think
it's a great machine for inland, isn't it? It's a great machine for inland, but have they got a real good a beach metal detector? Which
it's so good. It's so good, Steve, that you actually bought a detector off a proper dealer and not off of eBay, and ended up with a Yang Winghua that detects down to 2 meters. So like I say to everyone, just buy it off a dealer. Get a copy of Treasure Hunting magazine or whatever.
Yeah, I
and
go through LPL.
Look at the people in there and just buy a machine from a dealer. That's the way to do it. So we all use Amazon, but unfortunately, when it comes to metal detecting, it isn't always the best place to go. But if it's a good dealer, sorry, Shane.
I made that mistake at the beginning.
Yeah, he brought a Wing Wang Woo that he was magnet to ring pulls and to. Anyway, Steve. Yeah, Steve, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Really appreciate it, and enjoy the hobby and continue detecting. And it's so lovely to hear someone who's new to the hobby has done.
I've really enjoyed myself, and thank you very much, Adrian and Shane. Nice to meet you guys.
You and Shane, give us a bell.
Yeah, and talk to him. And Shane, top man, thank you very much for coming on tonight, and thank you all those people who watched. Andrew Elliott, Mark Shepherd, Tony Kaywood. Oh God, man who falls in a hole.
Surprise for you,
Peter Kelly, and everyone who watched Dirt Diggers UK. I could just go through them all. Peter Pesty, again, thank you very much. Aaron Weedle, Eagle Eye DJ, James Newman, and we've got 2 more. We've got 6 people watching tonight. No, we haven't. We got more than that. So thanks everyone for watching. And next week, the big man himself with the bald head that will be burnt to awful. He'll be back on with me.
Did you see what he stepped on?
Sorry?
Did you see what he stepped on?
No. Has he put it on the social media?
He jumped off a boat in the middle of the sea, and then someone made a nuclear explosion out of it when he landed in the water. Someone did a gif of it, but he stepped on a sea urchin.
He's a fucking idiot. Oh God!
Only Dave Sadler.
Yeah. That poor sea urchin must have wondered what the hell hit it. It's like sitting there, lovely in nature, enjoying it. Clear water, no carrier bags, and suddenly this northerner jumps on him and squashes him with his foot. We'll talk about that next week. All right, guys. Thanks for tonight.
Well, she found this and lost it, and then went back out and found it again. Brilliant stuff.
I'm so chuffed. 1 in 6.
And there's, you know, Tom. Do you know Tom Trussell?
No.
Oh, he found and lost and found again his first ever hammered corn on one of our digs. You imagine first hammer he'd ever found, lost it. That is just an absolute slab, isn't it? But it could have been the stone scratched it as opposed to his. Yeah.
But I said it looked fresh. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
I always tell him that.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
Brilliant, Aaron, isn't it?
That is gorgeous.
We just phoned our friend who
On the other side?
Yeah, please.
We just phoned our friend who couldn't come.
And what year are you saying that's from, Luke?
Well, I don't know, it's Charles, so it'd be what? 16 something, I'm not sure. I'll look it up, hang on. Yeah, it's not been bad, has it, to be fair?
And it's easy to dig this one as well.
Yeah, it's much easier. Yeah.
It's come out totally green, but
cool. Nice for it.
Wow.
Cool.
That's a jeton, a silver
No,
jeton.
it's not a jeton.
Is it not jeton? Is that?
I think it's a.
I don't think it is a jeton, mate.
Oh no, it is.
No, it's a coin.
It's similar. Do you remember those ones,
Like a French
Claverum?
guitar.
Yeah.
Double
And that
guitar,
was.
yeah.
That's
I
it,
think that
yeah.
was.
That's lovely. Wow.
It was totally green when I got it.
Was it?
Nice.
Nice.
Still water for a few days.
Yeah,
and
really
that will,
nice.
wash off.
Good fun. This is Simon. So Simon, before we show what he found today, I'll get out there. Simon, recently you found a Bronze Age hoard, didn't you? Axe head hoard. And that story, if he gets the article over, will be in the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazines.
In process.
And today, he's not had a bad day at all. So, I didn't even know you'd had these. What style's that? With that flat?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. But one fibula there, another bit of one there. And then, what you got? A couple of, what are they, crusty Romans, do you think? Yeah, couple of crusty Romans. For 20 pence, which I think he said he was going to give this to you, didn't he?
I'm so
bit of shopping money for Mrs. Brown. And then, look at this. Got any idea of the age? What, medieval? Do you think? Or